can update us on with Garrett?
Garrett went in. We're just checking out his ankle. All indications are that he'll be okay. We're just going through procedure.
What about Corey Davis?
Corey had woke up this morning not feeling well. He's got a viral illness that he's dealing with, so he'll be back hopefully soon.
You said check down. Is he like getting an MRI or is it?
Whatever the procedure is, I'm not sure where they're at right now. The doctors are just looking at him, but it's not something I don't think we're concerned about.
Robert, could you, obviously, it sounds like Dalvin Cook is coming for a visit this weekend. You know, what would that entail, and what sort of things do you hope to get out of it?
Like I said, we'll never say no to a great player if the opportunity presents itself in the right way. So excited about him and his visit. It's really just being able to have a conversation, get hands on him. I know he's got some things that medically that would have to check out and all that stuff. But again, excited about his visit and the chance to sit down and talk with him.
What could he bring? He comes here. Obviously, it's been a highly productive job. But how would he fit here for you? You got a lot of young guys here.
He's dynamic. He's a dynamic ball carrier. He's been a dynamic ball carrier for a long time. He's great in the pass game, and so it's just a matter, like I said, of all the details of that. I'm not going to get too detailed, but he's like, you can't say no to a good football player. They usually find a way.
Just as a quick follow-up, I could end one. As an element to this, obviously being kind of a win-now team with Aaron here, how does that play into bringing a guy like that here when you do have a lot of young guys here who I know you like?
Yeah, it's. I feel like it started in free agency, where, obviously Aaron's presence, and I think Aaron, he made a heck of a statement. I've talked to you guys about how selfless and how thoughtful he is with his statement, what he's done with the organization in terms of giving us this opportunity to be able to go at least try to pursue a guy like Dalvin. But yeah, it's been going on since free agency, where guys it just feels like guys want to be here. There's a lot of excitement in the locker room, and so hopefully that momentum continues.
One more on Dalvin. Is that an indication that maybe Brees is not going to be ready, or is it
no.
you want to see the two
No,
of them?
Brees looks fantastic, to the point where we've got to slow him down, and so he's been. I mean, he's freakish. Wayne, he's in great shape. He looks much. What's the word I'm looking for? Much more fit than he did a year ago. Just adding muscle and all that stuff, and still weighing 225 and hitting, like I said, that 23 on the GPS. He's knock on wood. So he's trending in the right direction.
We spoke to Michael Carter the other day, and he was definitely kind of expressing his unhappiness when you brought in James Robinson last year. Are you worried in any kind of way about how a potential signing like Dalvin would affect the running back room?
No, it's fair. I'm always worried about those guys, but at the same time, it's part of the maturation of a professional athlete. Once there's a couple things, you can't worry about who's in the room. You just got to worry about who you are, and I think that's the maturation that takes place. And when you get caught up on all the things you've got no control over, you think you're bringing in a guy like James, who's a great young man, has had a lot of success in this league. You're trying to add depth and make sure that the rotation stays the same. Another kid might be thinking, well, shoot, they don't like me. Well, that's not necessarily the case, And so but it takes maturation to get to the point where, well, it doesn't matter who they bring in. I'm just going to focus on my job, do the best I can, and kick that door down and make sure that I leave no doubt that I should be playing. But it goes back to what I said. I feel like I've said it a million times here. When you focus on things you have no control over, you take away from the things you have control over. And if you take away from the things you have control over, bad stuff happens.
Robert, you probably be made aware of what Sean Payton said today, I'm assuming. And just kind of curious, A, what your reaction to that is? I mean, kind of napalm packet and you guys kind of trying to draw attention and whatnot. And B, just as a follow-up to that, do you feel because of all this stuff, Aaron here and the hard knocks and whatnot, if you become a little bit more of a lightning rod here and that's something you got to deal with?
Well, I'm not going to acknowledge Sean on that. He's been in the league a while. He can say whatever the hell he wants. But as far as what we have going on here, it's I kind of live by saying, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So hate away. It's obviously we're doing something right if you got to talk about us when we don't play you till week 4, and I'm good with it. But the guys in our locker room, they've earned everything that's coming to them. And really. really excited about what's going on. I think Hackett's doing a phenomenal job here. The coaching staff is doing a phenomenal job, and we're focused on us. I get it. There's a lot of external noise. There's a lot of people who are hating on us. There's a lot of people looking for us to fail. There's a lot of crows pecking at our neck. But all you can do is spread your wings, keep flying high until those crows fall off and suffocate from the inability to breathe. It's a whole other analogy I'll get into later. But really, really, really excited about the group we have, the coaching that's going on, and but I'm going to keep our focus on us and making sure that we're prepared every single day to do the best we can and learn from our past and grow with every moment that we have.
Robert, what was your initial reaction when you found out how much money that Aaron was leaving on the table? And could you talk about the tangible and intangible benefits when a guy does something like that?
So, you ain't lying. Kind of knew. We kind of knew during the process, just in conversation with Aaron, and I know it took a while. Just when something like that's happening, you just want to make sure every T is crossed and your I's are dotted and all that stuff. But to be honest with you, like it's why I keep getting up here when people ask me what's my first thoughts of Aaron, and I say thoughtful and how deliberate he is and just who he is as a person. I think it says a lot when the best player in your football team and a Hall of Famer is willing to sacrifice something because he wants to win, which is ultimately what we're all here to do. It's, yes, money and all that stuff, fame, all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, we're all happy when we win. And for him to look at this organization from the outside looking in and feel like we're doing a lot of things the right way, and we've brought in the right people, we've brought in the right coaching staff, we've brought in the right management, and we have people surrounded. And for him to take a shot on us, I think it speaks volumes, and we're grateful for that. And so I think it says a lot.
Did you have to sell him on that? You think? Not directly, but over the last few months, did you feel like that?
No, this was Aaron. Aaron wanted to do this.
One more on Dalvin. Aaron has obviously seen a lot of them, not from the defensive side of the ball, but have you spoken to him about Cook at all, and has he had any input, even if just casual?
Yeah, I'm always going to lean on him. On the field issues, off the field issues, personnel. Told you he's as close to a coach as you can get as a player, and he's been in this league just as long as I have. So of course he's going to have some thoughts, and it'd behoove us not to seek his input when the opportunity presents itself.
A couple more. Player like Dalvin or Odell, when you guys looked at in the spring, how do you guard against sort of playing fantasy football and seeing the name and saying, okay, yeah, definitely, versus making sure it fits what you're building overall here?
You're 100% on it, Kaz, because there's, you want to make sure it fits. You're not trying to build a team of names. You want to make sure that it fits, and I feel like that's what we've been able to do a really good job of. Not trying to build a dream team, but making sure that everything fits for a reason. There's a purpose for what we're doing, and being very cognizant of not getting caught up in fan noise and pulling in names just to pull in names. A lot of discussions have been had. A lot of film has been watched on Delvin, and if it fits, it's because we know it'll fit, and it's not just to make a move to win the off season.
Hold on, Robert, the roster's filled with talent. You have an offensive, defensive rookie of the year returning, Rodgers, possibly Dalvin Cook in play, Quentin Williams. Every move that gets made, the expectations, the pressure increases. Is that what you're looking forward to, just being able to assemble this team and put them out there that Monday night against the Bills and see where you stand?
No, you know what? Expectations, they're always. You love it. It's better than the other side, where everyone's expecting you to be junk, right? So you never shy away from expectations. As far as, and I've kind of addressed this, as far as pressure, like the expectation to win, always, doesn't matter. But the pressure to win lies in how you operate day to day. That's the pressure. How much pressure are you applying on yourself day to day, regardless of what the expectations are? And that's the focus. That's what we're trying to keep our focus on. How we operate the second we wake up to the second we put our head down on the pillow. It's if you're making it all about winning, I gotta win. You don't have control, because I've said it before. You can have the best day of your life, and the man in front of you or the person in front of you might still beat you, and that's okay. That's okay, because that happens. But as long as you know, and you can look at that person in the mirror and say, you know what, I gave everything I got, then you can live with the result, win, lose, or draw. And so the pressure for us isn't necessarily going 17-0. That's the expectation. The pressure for us is to wake up every morning and kick ass and see where it takes us.
What's the next step for Quincy Williams? And also, what did you guys like about Brownlee when you signed him, and what have you thought of him so far in camp?
He's doing a great job. You know, we were actually, full disclaimer, not to get in Joe D's business, but we were trying to draft him in day 3. Opportunity just didn't present, but he was in every discussion on all those day 3 picks, and just lost out by one guy at each spot. But when we were able to get him as a free agent, we were really excited about it, and he's proven it. You know, he's showing the ability to win on some of those go balls, big boy routes, if you will. But he's still got a long way to go with regards to developing his intermediate game and all that, and then obviously the physicality in the run game and the things that we're going to ask him to do in that regard. But really like where he's going. We're only a couple days in the pads. We've still got a lot of games to play, so there's still a lot that he has to prove, but he's trending in that right direction.
What about Quincy? Quincy Williams, he seems to be flying all over the
Quincy, he always flies around, man. You know, I'm excited for him because I feel like he's kind of taken a step in terms of, you know, these past couple of years relying so much on CJ to get lined up, to get the call, and now you just hear his voice kind of coming out. And as I've always said, the volume of your voice projects in confidence. The louder you are, the more confident you are, and he's getting louder and louder, and not necessarily separating from CJ, but communicating with CJ. And they're talking together, and I think what it's creating is a pretty damn good linebacker, and I still think he's going to get better. But Quincy, I love the fact that he's here. So.
You spoke highly of Tony Adams yesterday. Just what has impressed you most about him on the field so far?
His mental makeup. He's, you know, he checks all the boxes physically. He's got red line to red line speed. He's physical in the box. He's got great instincts in the run game. He's got great feel in the passing. He checks all that stuff. But there's a lot of people in this league who check those boxes, and but there's only a few that check his mental makeup and everything about him. He's excited about everything. You see him in a special teams drill, he's talking crap. You see him in individual, he's talking. He just loves being out there. He loves ball. He loves the process. He loves everything. So as long as he keeps that drive and that love for football and that childlike love and enthusiasm, I think he'll be all right.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, thanks, guys.
When do we get the dissertation?